Hello, I am John, the Practical Prepper Techer. 2 weeks ago, I posted a YouTube teaser. Hello, I am John, the Practical Prepper Techer. 2 weeks ago, I posted a YouTube teaser and have followed with a series of shorts for my off-the-grid project. I noted that I was going to run a full 30 to 40 day off-grid project on a hybrid natural gas and battery system. No solar required. A residential micro utility on a single home. The project is scheduled to start on Friday, 6/12/26, but we jumped the gun last evening. We lost power around 7 p.m. last night due to high winds during a thunderstorm, and the area power outage continued into mid-morning today. Since we are a day early in our project, we ran the Predator 5000 120 volts to replenish batteries as I am completing the break-in period for the GenMax this AM, and it will go online sometime later today. And before I flip the switch for the start of the project, I want to explain to you exactly what we built to be off the grid, all the parts, and how it connects and why it works, and how it will be measured over the next 30-40 days for the entire process. The premises are simple. Natural gas is already a reliable source that does not run out at my home. And this isn't about saving money on a utility bill. This is about resilience, not about being dependent on a grid that can go down. Yes, it does. Matter of fact, no matter how many trees the power company cuts down, it still goes down. And having a system that runs your house whether the power company grid is operating or not. That's the goal. A self-managed residential micro utility built for real-world conditions, running on infrastructure that already exists, ready for what happens next. Here's what the system looks like from end to end. We can start out with the natural gas line. It's a 1/2-inch natural gas line connected at the gas meter and runs directly to the generator. That's the whole point. The fuel delivery system already exists and does not run out, like gas, solar with clouds, or at night, or LPG. We're just putting it to work in a smarter way. The GenMax 12,000 inverter generator. 12,000 watt tri-fuel generator. It runs on natural gas or LPG or gasoline. We're running it on natural gas for this project and probably for the foreseeable future. It's the cleanest and most controllable option for me. When running on natural gas, the output from the generator is approximately 8,000 running watts, of which only 7,200 can be sent to the power station, the EcoFlow DPU. The generator doesn't run constantly, only enough to top off the power station from discharging from the previous day, about 1.5 to 2 hours a day. Connected between the GenMax 12,000 and the EcoFlow is a 30 amp power cable. The generator output is 240 volts and goes through the 30 amp cable directly into the EcoFlow DPU. This is the transfer point. The generator produces power, 240 volts, that this cable carries it in simple, direct, and no complexity. The EcoFlow DPU power station. This is the brain, 18,000 kilowatts of inverter and battery. This is the piece that makes it all work together. EcoFlow DPU stores energy in the battery system and actively manages the power distribution to the house. It runs silently, no exhaust, no noise, just a battery that the house draws from in real time. One thing to note for this project, we are not shutting off any power options in the breaker box for the house. We're checking daily to make sure nothing has tripped up the process flow during the daily operation. Also, a smart system has not been developed by EcoFlow for the DPU, which would allow the generator and the power station to talk to each other. In theory, when the power station needs more power than the batteries can provide, the power station will turn on the generator, and the batteries are topped off and the generator shuts off. The system will manage itself. During testing, I found out under normal conditions, the batteries will be at about 30% about 8 a.m. As of now, the batteries are replenished via a timer, which turns on the AGS system in the generator at around 8 a.m. each morning and it runs for approximately 2 hours, then shuts it off. Connected to between the DPU and the connector box is a 30 amp electrical connection. From the EcoFlow DPU, power runs into a 30 amp electrical connection via 30 amp cable. This is the handoff point between the power station and the house existing wiring. Clean connection, rated for the load. Next is the interlock circuit breaker panel. This is where the system connects to the home's existing breaker panel, where using an interlock device. If you don't know what an interlock system is, the system physically prevents the utility main breaker and the generator input breaker from being on at the same time. That prevents backfeeding the grid and injuring a linesman. 6 components, 1 flow. That is the gist of what is the end-to-end flow for this project. Okay, we start out the gas meter, and the 1/2 inch hose, gas hose, runs the full length of the house. And there's the connector for the natural gas line and the turnoff for the natural gas line. There's the 30 amp interlock connector. Then this all comes into the generator, the GenMax 12,000 with propane going in, 30 amp going out, over to the EcoFlow. You got the yellow line going out to the 30 amp interlock box, and the black line being run from the generator to the generator connector, which replenishes the EcoFlow. And there's the interlock, which allows the electricity from the generator and the EcoFlow to come into the house and shut off the grid. I've also added for the project, there are key performance indicators which we use to measure the input and output for the project. Metric 1 will be total gas consumed. That'll be measured in CCCF, that's hundreds of cubic feet. Metric 2, total kilowatt hours generated. How much electricity does the system actually produce over 30 days? Metric 3, generator runtime hours. How long does the generator actually run each day? This is a key efficiency number. Metric 4, cost per day versus utility grid. What does the system actually cost to run daily in fuel compared to what the utility company would charge? The real number, not an estimate. Metric 5, system reliability score. Did the house have power when it needed it? Any interruptions, any failures? And since we are heavy load part of the year, AC with use of a soft start, it is rated by the day. Metric 6, weekly check-in breakdowns. Week 2 will be a full review on YouTube. Week 3, we'll dig into any lessons learned. And week 4 through 6 is the full breakdown weekly. Everything compared, everything scored. Day 1 baseline readings happen today. That's the metric thumbnail that you see behind me. Right after the video, if you want to see what system actually costs to run a real house in real conditions, you need to stay with us during the series for the next 6 weeks. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week with the results from week 1 for our off-the-grid travel. Thank you.